What's up, everyone? It's Wednesday. You're very welcome along to the Anfield Agenda. I'm your host, Craig, and as always, this is your show. You let me know what you want to have a chat about. Sometimes I get a little bit lost. Sometimes I'm late starting this stream, and you know what? Sometimes it's because I'm reading your comments. Sometimes before I come on, I'm sitting here and I'm just glancing through, and I see a couple of people in the chat already, and I'm reading through and I'm laughing at some of the stuff that people are saying in a nice way. I mean, I'm not belittling people. They're funny shit. People write some funny stuff. So sometimes I'm a little bit late because I'm reading the stuff and then I glance up and I go, oh shit, damn, look at the time, I need to start. Anyway, we're here, welcome. What have we got now? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days. 4 days till the Reds are back in action. And then the season really hits up. The game against Spurs coming up 4:30 on Sunday, which of course we'll be doing a watch along on here in the channel. How is everybody doing? It's the middle of the week. Have we got the midweek blues? Are we looking forward to the weekend? We've finally broken the back of this international break. It's pretty much done and dusted. I think all the internationals are over. Anyway, let's see who's popped in tonight. Let's see who we can say hello to. Patrick's in, Philip Bowles is in, Kyle Martin is in as well. How are you, Kyle? Joshua, Brian Morrissey. Who else we got? Patrick, Connor Crosby, Evan Guest, Will, Manny Gaming, V.A. Van Dyke, David Williams, Liverpool fans, Sean Malloy, Liz Golden, Aaron, Sam Kerry, Joshua Pereira, Sean Patino, and Morton as well. How are we? Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're all keeping well. Just a bit of housekeeping. I won't be here tomorrow night, actually. Family stuff that means I have to give tomorrow night a miss, but I'll be back on Friday and then Saturday and then, of course, for the watch along on Sunday. But just a heads up, I won't be here tomorrow. So just in case I forget, because sometimes I forget to let people know stuff and I'll be wandering around my house tomorrow and I'll be like, oh fuck, I don't think I told anybody I wasn't going to be around. But look, why starting the stream earlier? I'm trying to listen to people's feedback, Sam, buddy, and a couple of people have said to me, if possible, can I come on a bit earlier? And you know what, there's no football on tonight really, so I said, you know, yeah, I can get on a little bit earlier on. My wife brought Lucas to bed a little bit early, so I managed to get on at 9:30, so how are we? Joshua said, hi Craig, missed yesterday's stream, how are you doing? I'm doing okay, thank you Joshua, I'm doing okay. Actually got a bit of interesting news today, and whilst I often get lovely emails from people, I got an email this morning that kind of made me sit up a little bit. I'm not sure if I've mentioned before, but I've recently been asked to go over to the UK and film some stuff for a betting company. It's a series that they do on different segments and stuff like that. But I got another email this morning and I turned them down a couple of times earlier on in the year because I couldn't get over it. I was just too busy with family stuff. But I might be going over to London on the 8th of April maybe, so I won't. It'll be confirmed tomorrow. I'm just waiting for a couple of emails back, sort out flights and a few other bits and pieces. But yeah, I've often said I need to say yes to more things, and I've said no to far too many things over the years, whether it be through nerves or whatever it is. But I want the channel to get out there. I want people to know we exist, and if these opportunities come up, I have to start taking them. So I just bit the bullet today when I seen the email and I said, you know what? Yes, why not? I will come over, I will film, and I'll let you guys know more about it once it's confirmed tomorrow. So look, it'll probably be Friday by the time I get back on. But again, it's good news. People are noticing the channel, and I'm eternally grateful for that one, and that's because of you people, and that's because of the love and support that you've given myself and Connor since we've started. So as I always say, and I always will say, for that, thank you. It means the world to us. Right, let's move on. I can see people talking about Mane as well. Don't worry, you know Mane's going nowhere, but we'll get to it. Far Isle is in as well. How are we, buddy? Great to see you. Joanne is in as well. Joanne, thank you. Who else? Oh, Joanne. I knew you were going to remind me of something that I needed to talk about tonight. So I'd already made myself a note saying, Joanne's going to remind you of something tonight. So you don't even need to remind me now because I know what it is I need to talk about. So I've saved you a job as well. Right, so according to Don Ballon, Real Madrid and Zinedine Zidane want Sadio Mane. Now look, ladies and gents, that's not news to us. We've been reading that the entire international break. But there's some additional information that's after coming out that I thought I'd bring to your attention. So apparently Madrid are prepared to come in with a bid of £34 million and throw in Marco Asensio into the deal. Now, what that values Mane at, I'll leave up to you. I haven't got a clue. 34 million seems a very precise amount of money. I know it's probably 40 million euro or something, but let's go with 34 million and Marco Asensio. My answer to that would be, well, you know my answer to that. I'm sure you do. It starts with go and ends in fuck yourself, Real Madrid. Yeah, look, he's not going anywhere. And Whilst I started to get a bit worried because we'd seen Real pull out all their mouthpieces. I mean, we've heard Don Ballon, we've heard Marca, and pretty much any other Real Madrid friendly media outlet we've seen link Sadio Mane to them over the international break or since Zinedine Zidane has come back in. So I was pleasantly surprised to read a second side to this story from somebody who maybe I didn't think I'd ever be coming on to talk about in a, not a positive light, but in a defensive way towards Liverpool. So Guillaume Balaguer has come out and said that the idea of Sadio Mane moving to Real Madrid this summer is basically dead, as there's no realistic way the player could be pried away from Liverpool for something that resembles a fair market price. Now, that's good news to some extent, but it's also, I would have rather they came out and said Liverpool are in a good place right now. They don't need to be selling their players. Players look at like Liverpool as a final destination club now. I think with Jurgen Klopp here, the fact that we're challenging for the Premier League, the fact that we were in the Champions League final last season, we're still in the competition this season as well. I like to think that players are looking at Liverpool now and thinking, do you know what, this is not a stepping stone club. This is a final destination club. Certain players will always have an allure to Barcelona, to Real Madrid, perhaps Juventus or some other big European clubs, but Liverpool are in a good place right now, and I think we can thank Jurgen Klopp, the owners, and I mean many other people and circumstances for us being where we are now. But we've seen Sadio, Mo and Bobby sign new contracts over the summer, puts Liverpool in a very strong position when it comes to any negotiating tactics. So again, I only brought it up because we spoke about Sadio Mane last night. We gave the same rhetoric that Madrid are going to come strong. Madrid have been linked with every player under the sun. I don't believe there's absolutely any chance whatsoever Sadio Mane leaves this club unless Jurgen Klopp wants him to leave for whatever reason. And again, I can't see that happening either. So love to know your thoughts on it, guys. Let me go through your comments now. And yeah, and see how you're all feeling, and then we'll move on to the next topic. Hello, Craig. Can't wait for the Reds to be back in action, said Joshua Fernandez. Mate, I'm with you, buddy. It's been, God almighty, this international break has seemed a long time. Sometimes I don't know where to look, by the way, because I know my camera is eye on here, but then I have the screen open in front of me with all your wonderful comments in it, and then I have a few other screens open as well. So, if I ever look like I'm looking around the screen or anything like this, bear with me. I'm a little bit distracted at times. Dybala and cash for Salah in the news as well, Craig, said Liverpool 5 times. I had seen that one, yeah. It's... I don't know what to say. I mean, can we take it as a compliment? Because clubs are coming after our players because we've got, one of the best front three selections in the world, I suppose, when it comes to attack. Now, people can say that they haven't been hitting the heights so far this season, but then somebody gave me a lovely stat the other day that said we're only 12 goals off where we were from our entire tally last season for the front three. So if you put that into account, it's been a pretty damn good season all around. Is Mane gone? No, and I don't think he will go either, Aaron, to be fair. Thank fuck that international break shit is over, said Stephen Richards. Bernadette Farrell, hello Craig, hi guys, and good luck to Brian. Did I miss something? Where's Brian? Oh, you got a job today. Oh, nice one. Oh, you got news on a job today. Oh, that's class, Brian. Love hearing good news. Yeah, smash it, mate. If you have an interview or if you've got the job, even better. But either way, always happy to hear good news, mate. Especially for somebody as nice as yourself. It's always great to hear some good news. So best of luck with that one. What else we got? Is Mane gone to Real Madrid? No. I mean, as you've seen, Family Fun, mate, Real Madrid have been linked with everybody. We went through the names just the other day. Pogba, Salah, Firmino, Mane, not Griezmann actually, which is one player they have. Hazard, Eriksen, De Ligt, Van Dijk, you name it. Real Madrid have been linked with them basically. Any top player in Europe. And it's all just hyperbole. I'm not even sure if that's the right word, but I'm going to use it anyway. And it's all just hot air. And I feel like Real Madrid are struggling and they're grasping at straws. They've been linked with Neymar, they've been linked with Mbappe, everybody. But let's actually see who they sign. And let's not forget that FFP will come into this as well. Patrick said, Craig, I think Ireland are on the up with Mick McCarthy. It was a good performance yesterday, particularly the first half. It's fake news about Mane. I agree with that one. Yes, Craig, good for you, pal. What's up with ASENSIO? Again, I've just gone through that one. You probably wrote that before I got a chance to answer. Liverpool don't do player swap deals. Sanchez would be a Liverpool player. Well, Liverpool certainly wanted that deal. It was Alexis Sanchez at the time who wanted to head to London and Arsenal and did. What have we got? I'd rather have ASENSIO over Firmino, says Acotics. I don't know. I'm a massive Firmino fan. There's no way I want to lose Bobby Firmino. He's probably top of my list of the front three not to lose. Whether we move him out of the front three back to a holding position just behind the front three, that's another conversation. But he's certainly a player at the club who I never wanted to lose. I remember having a conversation with Connor maybe 18 months ago, and we were talking about Coutinho, Firmino, and if we ever had to lose one, who would we like to lose? And I think we pretty much both came to the conclusion that we'd rather see Coutinho go over Bobby Firmino. And well, look, that happened. Firmino's still here. Coutinho, as we know, is off for Barcelona, but I think we're okay. I don't think we're going to be losing too many more players. Yeah, we're in a good place right now. It's a great time to be a Liverpool fan. It really is. I hate it when Spanish teams try to snatch our best players. I'll put more of this. There's some of it, yeah, you got to put down to the fact that Real Madrid are trying to build up a head of steam. Because they're up shit creek, let's be fair. They're out of the Champions League. Loads of their players are aging. Cristiano Ronaldo left them. They're trying to move on Gareth Bale. They've brought in a couple of managers this season that haven't worked out already. And, they're up shit creek to a certain extent. And that's down to bad management and bad planning in the club's perspective. And fuck them, basically. Oh, on fuck them, actually, I forgot to say. This arrived today. I finally got it. So I've got my Liverpool, my fuck them phone cover, which is deadly. And it's actually quite good. So yeah, like everybody else, I have to buy these things because there's no freebies even for us. So I did buy myself a phone cover and I bought a couple of mugs. The phone cover showed up. The mugs haven't showed up yet. But I got to say, the phone cover is pretty damn good. Hazard is more likely than Mane, and again, good shout, mate. And I said this last night, I believe that basically they're just trying to show Chelsea that, well, look, we've got other options. If you don't want to sell us Hazard, we've other options. And I heard somewhere that they were quoted something like 120 million by Chelsea for Eden Hazard, who has 1 year left on his deal, and Madrid want to pay something like 60. So I agree with what you're saying. It seems much more likely to me that we'd see Eden Hazard go to Real Madrid than Sadio Mane. Vote going ahead then, Craig. There you go, Joanne. That is it. There was on that one. Let's move on to that one. I mean, we'll get back to ASENSIO if people want to in a little bit, but somebody mentioned yesterday about kits, and it got me thinking, and I may have had this conversation with you guys before, but if Liverpool are to end up moving on from New Balance, and it won't be next season, so there's a couple of people I've seen mention this, the kit's already in production for next season. We're going to see that over the next 3 or 4 weeks. So I'd say Liverpool will be looking to either restructure the deal with New Balance to extend it and get more money, or, as we know, and I've seen some Nike mock-up kits, some Adidas mock-up kits, but I wanted to know, if Liverpool were to move on from New Balance and were to get a new kit manufacturer, and I've kind of narrowed it down to the 5 big ones, I suppose. One of them is a stretch, but look, let me know what you think. So we've got Adidas, we've got Nike, we've got Under Armour, we've got Puma, and I threw in Kappa there for, a bit of retro chic if you want. So let me know, if Liverpool had to move on and we moved away from New Balance, who do you want Liverpool to go to? My personal preference has always been Adidas, and I probably said Adidas a minute ago, but I do mix it up. After that, it will be Under Armour. Nike will be bottom of my list. Not because I dislike Nike products. Look, I'm wearing a Nike top now. I just don't see Liverpool in Nike. I just don't see it as a good fit. I never have, and I don't know why. Can't explain it. The best I can kind of do to explain it to people is I've never wanted a Vodafone mobile phone, and I don't know why. So I've always stayed away from owning a Vodafone mobile phone. It's got fucking nothing to do with the company because I've nothing against Vodafone. It's just one of those weird things, and Nike and Liverpool are like that for me. I just don't see them as a good fit. So with that in mind, if Liverpool, and it looks like it could be possible because, we're in a good position now to get really good money for our next kit deal. Although, to be fair, again, to FSG, we got good money on the last one. So who would you guys like to see Liverpool line up with? If we had to have shiny new kits for the 2020-2021 season, what would you like us to be wearing? I'm actually really looking forward to reading this one. Because you've got to hope that people think the same way as you. Craig, my fucking mug was sabotaged by the Alamo postman. What do you mean, Stephen? If it was broken on arrival, mate, just get straight onto Redbubble. They're really good. Actually, Far Isle had an issue with his one, and they sent him out a new one straight away. So if you've had an issue with it, mate, if it arrived broken or anything, please do get onto Redbubble. Because one thing I'll say about them is their customer service is really, really good, and they usually get back very quickly. M short for them. Yes. Fuck 'em, John. Fuck 'em is It's a joke that started on the channel. Oh God, just after we started, John. We were talking about the World Cup, and Dave, I'm not sure if you know Dave. Dave was one of the early contributors to the channel. Still pops in every now and again, but Dave lives in Germany and he's married to a German lady. And Germany had just gone out of the World Cup, and I remember I had him on the phone, and he was basically, I won't say hiding in the toilet on the phone when we were doing the stream, but he was in a separate room, and I was like, it must be tough there, mate. I mean, you're over there at a dinner party now to watch Germany with your wife and family, surrounded by German people. What's it like over there, mate? And he just said, fuck him. And ever since then, it's just stuck. It's stuck with us. I've kind of taken it over, but it was always Dave that came up with that phrase. And at the time, it probably didn't sound funny when I said it there, but it's something that stuck, mate. So yeah, fuck them is basically fuck them. Adidas for Christopher, same for Austin, Kev. Not Puma or Under Armour, said Joshua. And hello, Joshua, and thank you for the lovely email as well, mate. Really nice to receive that email. You caught me just at a good time. You were surprised I replied so quickly, but I just happened to be going through emails at the time. When I seen yours pop up, I said, hey, as good a time as any to reply. So again, Joshua, thank you, mate, for that lovely email. Puma for Cape Town Muslim. The new Juve home kit looks nasty. No stripes, just half black, half white with a pink stripe down the middle. Oh, is that true? Oh, I hope that isn't true. I love me a Juve kit. You guys have seen I own both of this season. Well, 2 out of the 3 for this season. I have the home one. I haven't got that lovely black third one though. I have the away one that has the grandfather collar. I never wear it on these streams though, because I always feel I get death if I wear a Juve jersey on the stream. And it's not because I even support Juve. I just like the shirts. Adidas for Liverpool fan. Liz is Adidas as well. Rather go Under Armour. It's good gear, said Gonads. I'm quite partial to a bit of Under Armour gear myself, mate. What a great team Liverpool are, said Will. I'm right with you on that one, my friend. Robin said Nike. O'Neill said Liam. Nice one, pal. I mean, fucking price of O'Neill's gear, mate. Have you seen the price of the Dublin shirts or any other GAA shirts? 70 quid for a Dublin shirt from O'Neill's. But imagine that. Scenes if that happened. Imagine O'Neill's making the Liverpool kits. Craig, did you hear UEFA and FIFA could ban Manchester City from the Champions League? The points deduction would be a Premier League thing, Patrick. That would have nothing to do with UEFA or FIFA. But yeah, the Champions League thing, I'm very interested to wait and see what happens with that one. I don't want to speculate too much until something happens, but it wouldn't be a massive surprise if they were sanctioned, would it? What else have we got here? Hummel. Oh, mate, that's old school, Stephen. That is really old school. Some people probably don't even remember Hummel, but yeah. It always reminds me of Denmark for some reason. Am I wrong with that one when you think of Hummel kits? October said I want Adidas because it feels right for Liverpool, but personally I hate Adidas because their cuts for women sucks. I'm going to say Adidas now because, again, it depends what context I'm saying the sentence in. I love the ADIDAS because you get all those lovely retro kits, and I want us to be able to get the 88, 89 kits, the 90 kits, the 92 centenary kit, all those beautiful retro Liverpool kits that were ADIDAS. I want us to be able to buy again. And as much as it's great to see the club selling the retro shirts and companies like Score Draw making all these beautiful retro shirts, it's nice. It would be nicer if we could get the Adidas back on them. I can't even say the word now. I'm second guessing myself. Adidas would be a gamble. The Wolves one is nice, but the Leicester one is generic. That's the problem, isn't it, mate? With a lot of the Adidas or Nike kits now, they are generic, and a lot of them are just the same pattern with different colours on them. And I like a bit of a strange kit. I like kits to be eccentric. That's why I've always liked the third kits under Warrior and New Balance, because they had a bit of fun, a bit of pizzazz to them. Whether you liked them or hated them, they stood out. Hugh Tube said Adidas or Puma, the only two, never Nike. Adidas give the most money, said Phenomenal Empire. Hummel said cast strength. I mean, another vote for Hummel. That's two. Nice one. Hummel was Denmark, said familiar to billions. That's exactly what I thought when I'd read Hummel. It just reminds me of Denmark straight away. Mark Ross is Adidas as well. Who replaces Moreno? What's the gentleman's name from the under 23s again? Adam Lewis, is that his name? I forgot that one correct, or am I absolutely wrong again? Anyway, it looks like it's going to be somebody, mate, coming up from the under 23s. Made his debut, I believe, under Stevie G. I think his name's Adam Lewis. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be him that you're going to start seeing introduced and taking Alberto Moreno's place. I still can't bring myself to say the sentence Alberto Moreno could be signing for Barcelona without smiling, at least internally anyway. All Nike's kits are the same, said Mark Ross. No one beats Adidas, said Stephen. Under Armour are good, I like the clothes, said Scotty. Admiral kits are still going. Jeez, that reminds me of Leeds. When I think of Admiral, that reminds me of Leeds kits. What's going on with Man Shitty? I don't know. Joshua, mate, I'm not really sure what you mean. If it's regards to FIFA and stuff, I don't know at this moment in time. Waiting like everybody else just to see what does happen there. Would you buy a Odoi if you could? Yes, Rasmus, I would, mate. Spoke about it last night. Callum Hudson-Odoi is a very, very good footballer. We know it's no secret that Bayern Munich have tried really hard to sign him. I think his contract situation, I think he's gone into his last year, is that right, with Chelsea? Yeah, he's a good player, and he has been linked to Liverpool, although it would be tough to get Chelsea to sell him to us, wouldn't it? You know, clubs don't like selling to other top Premier League clubs, although they've done business with United in the past, so you never know. Do you remember Power? They made boots. I don't, Liam. No, honestly, I don't remember Power. I remember Patrick, alright, but not Power. Reebok, not again, Dirtball, God almighty. That was probably my least favourite time of Liverpool kits. I did not like the Reebok kits personally. Did you like the Warrior kits? I did. Same company as New Balance. They were a sister company of New Balance. I did like their kits. Yeah, the 13-14 kit. Is it 13-14 or 12-13? 13-14 kit. Yes, 13-14 kit I thought was an excellent home shirt. Adam Lewis, thank you very much. Do Umbro still make kits? Yes, sure, don't they make the Bidders kits across Stanley Park? And they used to make Ireland kits as well, and I always refused to buy an Ireland shirt when they were made by Umbro, because not because of Everton, just because I think Umbro's shit and I just didn't like them. But now Ireland have New Balance shirts, happy to buy them. I like the old green and white 95 third kit. I think that was Adidas. It was the checkerboard one, the chessboard kit with the grandfather collar. My favourite is a third shirt. No, that was an away shirt. That year the gold shirt with all the crests all over it was a third shirt. But yeah, that was one of my favourite shirts of all time. Every time I think of that shirt, I think of Robbie Fowler with his bleach blonde hair. Okay, lots of talk on the kits, which is great. Craig, score prediction for the Spurs game. 2-0 Survivor, mate. I'm going for 2-0. You've gone for 2-1. Ex-United manager Louis Van Gaal, I don't know how you pronounce his name. Louis Van Gaal called us the best team in the world. He's damn right. Good man, Louis. He also said that he wished he went and managed Spurs instead of going to United or something along those lines. I don't like Nike football shirts. It reminds me of Germany. Germany? They're Adidas. Maybe, I don't know what you mean, but Nike and Germany, they're Adidas. They've always been Adidas, haven't they? Proper Skill said Puma. If you could sign any central attacking mid in the world, who would it be? Please, the guy you bullied, apologise now. We're all good. Okay, that's too much in one sentence. Let me go back through it. If you could sign any, yeah, got that one. P.S. The guy who bullied me oh, sorry, yesterday, mate. Yes, that's great to hear. I'm glad that he stepped up and apologised, and I'm glad that you've accepted his apology, mate, as well. So well done to you for that one. It takes both a big man or big person to apologise and a big person to accept that apology as well. So well done to both of you that are involved in that scenario. And for the central attacking mid, I want Fekir. I want Dybala. Either of those two. The whole thing about his knee, we're not going to sign Fekir. I can talk about it, we won't sign him. Dybala would be great. We spoke about that young kid now from Chiesa from Fiorentina. He's sort of a 10, sort of a wide forward, sort of a forward. I mean, he's been played in a few positions. He's somebody else you could look at. You could drop Bobby back into play between the lines as well if you brought in Timo Werner. And you know, I think there's going to be a wild card though, mate, on this one. I think the manager has something up his sleeve that perhaps we haven't thought about. Family Fun's gone for Adidas. Dave Sweeney said, who cares as long as it looks shit hot? I've not bought a kit in 2 years, so I'll buy one in the summer. I only buy one every 3 years unless a cool one comes out. Yeah, I get it, and it can be expensive buying kits, can't it? 3 every season, training kits, away training kits, third training kits. Then you've got your kids' kits as well. Yeah, it's an expensive time being a football fan, isn't it? Craig balls out 3-1 against Spurs on Sunday, said Stephen Richards. Amandeep said give a prediction for Spurs, which I just did, buddy. 2-0, but again, Amandeep, I would absolutely love to know yours, mate. Stevie G has a brilliant smart leisure clothing range. I have seen it. I'm a brand whore though, to be honest. I'm not going to buy Stevie G clothes. I've seen the clothes and they are quite smart, but I'm just a chav and he's not chavvy enough for me, so... you usually give the opposition a goal, Craig, so why 2-0 to Liverpool? It's at home. I usually give the opposition a goal if we're going away, Joanne. At home against Spurs, 2-0. Why not? No, clean sheet number 18 of the season for Premier League, clean sheet number 18 of the season for Alisson. Fingers crossed at the weekend. Do you think Pep Guardiola sits down to pee? Well, don't we all, Christopher? We all treat ourselves to a sit-down pee every now and again, don't we? It's a little one of life's little treats if you're a man every now and again. I mean, ladies get the luxury of a sit down. This is a weird conversation, by the way. But yes, sometimes I think even Pep Guardiola would treat himself to a sit down pee. Remy said the most gorgeous kit in Liverpool history has to be our kit from last season. An Adidas kit in a similar style will be pure sex on a shirt. It was an absolutely stunning shirt last year, mate. You're right. It was beautiful. For me, the collar, as I said, I thought it didn't wear well, and by wear I mean wash and age, but there's no arguing with the shirt. It was, as you said, sex on a shirt. Scotty said, Craig, going on holiday on Saturday for 2 weeks. I'll be watching the Reds abroad, so I'll be watching them and won't be watching the watch along, but I'll come in at half time to talk to the Reds. Buddy, firstly, most importantly, have a wonderful trip. I think you said you were going to Portugal, if memory serves me correct. Have a great trip, buddy, and don't worry about dropping into the watch-alongs. You watch the Reds, have a great time when you're away, and that's most important, isn't it? It's not very often we get to go on holidays, mate, so when you do, kick back, relax, and have some fun. That's what it's all about. This season, my favourite kit is the green goalkeeper kit. I have to say, I like the pink one. I love the pink goalkeeper kit, but I wouldn't be able to pull it off. Alisson can definitely pull it off, though. Pragmavert said the manager always has a wild card like Gini and Fabinho. We'll try and sign Ziyech from Ajax, reckons Harry Daw 1. Lots of people may have been saying that. Lots of people like Ziyech. I'm not one of them. I think we can do better. And I think Ajax are going to be losing quite a lot of talent this summer that they might just try and hold on to Ziyech. They're going to lose De Ligt. There's talk of them or they're going to use Frankie de Jong as well. And there was talk of somebody else major getting picked up from that Ajax side. I can't remember who it was. Danny Winters is in. How are you, pal? What about Ziyech from Arsenal? Literally just spoke about that one. Your merch ain't suitable for kids. Don't get angry at me. Just saying, mate. It has swear words in it. I understand where you're coming from, buddy. But at the same time, never really started the channel with regards to it being suitable for children. Even in our notes, usually it says that we use bad language and stuff like that. But if you look on Redbubble, we do have other merch, and the merch doesn't have swear words on it. Yeah, we've other merch. Some of it just nice Liverpool designs. Or maybe we've taken it down, I don't know. But there is other merch coming, don't worry. We're in the midst at the minute. I said we're looking at Patreon, and we're going to be launching a brand new Patreon from the 1st of April. So I think I've explained to everybody before. Right, I'll give you a brief rundown because it makes sense, and it's not me trying to plug Patreon. It's me trying to explain something with regards to both Patreon and the merchandise. So we're looking at changing suppliers for our merchandise because with the new Patreon that we're setting up, we're going to have a $2 Patreon and a $5 Patreon, and we're hoping to be able to give people who sign up to Patreon a discount on merch. We can't do that with the company we use at present. We can't get unique discount codes. So as I said, we're looking to shake things up. Keep an eye out. Even if you don't want to sign up, just check out the Patreon. We launch it. It'll be the 1st of April. It's not a joke. It is April Fool's Day, I know. But that will give you discounts as well towards some of the new merchandise and stuff. So again, £2 a month, £5 a month. it won't change the fact that all this content is going to be free. It'll be all self-explanatory. We'll go through it in more detail as it goes on. But look, I do take your point on, mate. I'm not going to jump down your throat. I understand where you're coming from. I'm a parent myself. Yeah, I do get where you're coming from. But we're kind of an adults channel, to be fair. And I know we do have minors that watch. But again, I can't police who does not watch the channel. It's not my place to do so. If I know we've got kids in, I always try and make sure that, you know, they're not bullied or anything on the channel. But again, I do take your point on board. It's healthier to sit down on the loo for both men and women, said Joanne. I mean, there you go. If there's health benefits to it, I'm treating myself more often. What's your view on Paul Pogba leaving? I don't know if he will leave, to be honest. I think he's more likely to get the captain's armband at United full time than leave. But, you know, I'm looking at this from an outside perspective. So, do I hope he leaves United? Of course, I hope the club rots and everybody leaves the club and they end up fucking relegated because I despise them. But my honest view is I don't think he will leave. I like the pink one as well, said Sean Joseph. Yes, you're back, Craig. Happy days, said Jay. Hey, Jay, where the fuck have you been? I've been back for a few days, buddy. I mean, come on, give your head a wobble. Only joking, pal. Yeah, I've been back for a few days. But again, just a reminder, won't be around tomorrow, so it'll be Friday before I'm back. Who was the last player you got on the back of your shirt? I've only ever got 2 names in my adult life, mate, on the back of a shirt. And one of them happened to be this season. And I got Naby Keita on the back of the purple shirt. And I had Hendo on the back of another shirt before that. What do you think of Streamlabs March? Sorry, Kev, I'm lost on this one, Craig. Streamlabs merch. I don't know what you are trying to say, buddy, but either way, I don't know who they are or what it is. Sorry, I don't know who Streamlabs are. I'll probably be looking so foolish here, but I haven't got a clue. Delit and Bergwijn, that'll do. Bergwijn will do very nicely, wouldn't he? And he has been looked at. Hit the subscribe button, said Stephen Richards. And look, guys, please do, if you are watching and you haven't subscribed yet, if you could take a minute to hit that button, that would mean the world to us. Every single new subscriber counts, as we try and, you know, bring as many reds into the channel as we can. Content's free, it's always going to be free. And of course, drop a like on the stream as well. Right, what else have we got? Dybala said Paddy Games 9000. I'd love a bit of Paulo Dybala, mate. He's quality, isn't he? Isn't that how Elvis died? I don't think he was treating himself to a sit-down pea though, mate. More probably a cheeseburger, fried peanut butter and banana sandwich, and possibly a shite at the same time. Mourinho is not allowed to talk about United in interviews. He'd probably have to give half of his payback, said Pragmaverts. Who'll be the top scorer in the league? I'll say Sergio Aguero will probably finish up as the top scorer in the league this season. HYS football. Who do you think though? Familiar to Billion said I've only had Fowler and Gerrard on shirts. Streamlabs, you keep 100% of the donations. Oh, nice one. I did not know that. There you go. See, this is how dumb I am when it comes to stuff like this. Connor, Streamlabs, talk to me, buddy. But thank you for that information. The stuff you learn on this channel, it's healthy to pee sitting down. Tremendous. I mean, Larry, all the way from Ireland to Canada to yourself and right across the world, mate. Men everywhere now are learning that it's healthier to pee sitting down. I mean, where would you get it? Anfield Agenda health advice as well, with courtesy of Joanne. Thank you very much. Craig, are you streaming live on Sunday? Only asking because it's Mother's Day. Yes, John, of course I am. Of course I am, mate. Nothing gets in the way of Liverpool. I was going to make a joke there, but it would have been very off. But yes, it kind of works out well. My missus isn't bothered about stuff like that because, you know, she's like me, doesn't buy into it. Her own mother is away on holidays at the minute, so that kind of gives us a free pass on that one. And my mum, you know, isn't around anymore. She passed away, so yeah, I'm free to go on Saturday. So I'll be doing the watch along, starting at about 4 o'clock. Craig, you're going to get to 100,000 subs if we win the double in 1 week. Oh, can you imagine, mate? That would be absolutely class, wouldn't it? I meant merchandise on Streamlabs. Yes, sorry, Kev, I didn't get you at first till somebody pointed it out. Streamlabs are a streaming platform for gamers and YouTubers. I wasn't sure if you've heard of them. No, I hadn't, buddy, but I will absolutely have a look at it before we launch on on April the 1st, but I think we'll probably stay with Patreon, but I will definitely check it out. To be honest, set up a donation page, mate. I love your content and want to dump something. Well, Christopher, you can do so, mate, through the super chat function on here. We do have a PayPal. Connor, if you're there, mate, and I'm not sure if you are or not, have you got the PayPal account you can lash up there for Christopher if you wanted to? But I don't even remember this stuff, Christopher. That's how little I give a shit about the money side of this thing. I can almost feel Connor now going, you dumb bald fuck. And check out the scrolling text. Somebody mentioned to me the other day that I didn't put that in it in a while. What I did tonight. Mane top scorer if he keeps going, said Liverpool Football Club. Brian Morris, he said evening all again. What's the crack? Right, some more news actually. A few other bits and pieces. So Rangers, we know that Rangers have been really interested in taking Ryan Kent back to the club on loan next season. It seems Liverpool don't want another loan deal. Liverpool want to sell him and value him at around the £7 million mark. This is what I've been reading today anyway. He's done quite well at Rangers. Steven Gerrard has spoken many times about his admiration for young Ryan Kent and how well he's progressed up there. Let's wait and see what happens. The Rangers have £7 million. I don't know. Will they sell Morelos maybe and free up some money? It just doesn't look like Liverpool are going to be willing to loan him out again. So if Rangers want them, it looks like £7 million is going to be the asking price. Is that really our fucking PayPal? I thought we had a PayPal.me. That shows you how little I learn. AnfieldAgenda@outlook.com is our PayPal, but there is some other one. There is paypal.me/TOTT Sport, I think it is. But I mean, again, I don't remember most of this stuff. I asked for 3 subs and somebody unsubbed instead. That always happens, Red Hulk, mate. Always happens. Actually, do you know what? I would probably have been better off not streaming this week because we've lost subs streaming rather than sitting back in the week off and we gain streams. It's mad how it works, isn't it? Come back streaming, lose subs. Craig, the way AFTV and United Stand grew quickly is because of rants and the team was doing bad. You're growing naturally the right way, mate. Be patient. Thank you. I mean, I'm absolutely blown away, mate, by the first year that we've had. We had no expectations when we started the channel. We hoped for 5,000 subs in our first year. We've doubled that. So we're over the moon. And it's just about meeting Reds, having fun along the way. AFTV, look, I've given my view on it plenty of times. I don't want to do it again. United Stand, I don't know how or when they grew. I know that they're doing really well now, and I know Mark runs a great channel, but other than that, I'm just happy to be where we are, mate. What do people do with the shirts when a player leaves? I have a Coutinho shirt and I thought about getting rid of it. It's a good show, mate. I don't know. As I said, I've only ever had Henderson and Naby Keita as an adult. Sorry, I was distracted. Henderson and Naby Keita as an adult, and they're both still at the club, so I don't know what people do with their shirts. Did we get rid of the Kofi? I don't know. I think it's still there. Again, the money side of this doesn't. I don't know. That's not my department. I'm just a tits and ass, as I keep saying. As I said, NASA doesn't do discounting. Connor will have to apply for a scholarship. Oh, maybe not you, mere humans, Liz. They don't do discounting, but do you know what I mean? When the bald man here has a go, they do discounting. Right, what else have we got? Jesus, I'm seeing links everywhere. Mane is too good to sell, which I agree 100% with. Did you say 7 million for Kent, Craig? LFC are wanting at least 12 million for Kent. No, it's 7 million, mate, what I read. And I just reiterated exactly what I read in the article. You probably seen 12 million somewhere else, but what I seen was 100% 7 million. But look, I'm sure numerous articles will have different fees and figures, and we're all guessing at the end of the day. What else have we got? Salah versus Mane for the best African player this year. Who do you think will get it? Any chance Mane will get one back? Nah, I'd say it'll still be Mo, to be fair. Because of the time these things are voted. I mean, it's a flip of a coin, really, isn't it? To be fair, but I think maybe the way they were voted, it might have been just before. But look, I'm useless with stuff like this. But for me, it's a toss of a coin. Ben said, "Hi Craig, sorry you haven't been on for the past 2 days. I'm moving house, so I need to help mum and dad pack." Again, Ben, mate, never feel you need to apologise, mate. I hope the move goes well. I hope everybody moving to the new house has many, many, many happy years in your new home. And yeah, tell your mum and dad I said hello, and I hope the move goes well. Right, what else have we got? Make a quilt with the old shirt, said Liz. I love that idea. That is a cracking idea. Is it a coincidence we have our best season on record the same year Anfield Agenda was born? I mean, could be a coincidence, mate, but do you know what I mean? There's definitely something there. There's some links there, isn't there? I still have my Suárez shirt with Premier League badges and all, says Red Hulk. I heard Liverpool started giving refunds to anyone who bought the shirts with a certain period, but that's just me being stupid and forgetting what it really was. It was... there was a couple, wasn't there? When Bobby Firmino changed number, didn't he sign all the old shirts' numbers? I can't remember what happened when Coutinho left, or if anything happened. Send Connor to space camp. That's the dream. Larry Leeds said, I have a Suárez shirt. It stayed in the closet for a couple of seasons. Now again I wear it. Take your time and wear your former players again. I've got a couple of signed shirts as well. I have a Raheem Sterling shirt. Actually, maybe I got rid of that. No, I think I got rid of that just before he left. I definitely have a signed Suárez Barcelona shirt up in the attic somewhere. But yeah, I'm lucky enough that I'm not really in a place where I have many old players' names on the backs of shirts. Liverpool need a tricky, explosive transfer, said Pragmaverts. Wonder how many people burned their Michael Owen shirts after he left. I'd say quite a few, to be fair. I changed my name but messed it up, said Joseph Stalin has a big moustache dad. That's fucking weird. Mane or Aubameyang will get it, maybe Koulibaly, said Red Hulk. The Irish Beard said Liverpool could and should have back-to-back Premier League Player of the Season awards. With all those accolades and achievements, we need something to show for it. Yeah, exactly. It looks like Virgil van Dijk most likely will win the Premier League Player of the Season award. But yeah, it would be nice to have a proper trophy to go with it, wouldn't it? Imagine having this channel during the Y Hodgson years, said Connor. It would be fucking rants, mate. That's all this would be. Would be me ranting and screaming and moaning and bitching and whinging, and we'd be gone. We'd be closed down. Nobody'd be watching. Bayern Munich signed Hernandez from Atletico today. I remember seeing that actually. Something ridiculous, like 78 million quid. Am I right on that one? Or 68 million for I think maybe it was 68 million for a fucking fullback. I mean, world's gone mad. Absolutely mad. How do you price a player anymore? Yes, he's a World Cup winner. I know that. Yes, he's playing in a good Atletico side. But like 68 million quid for a fullback, it seems madness. Pooch Mount said, I still have my Torres 9 Carlsberg shirt. Ben said, it's gone good so far, but my next door neighbour is blue. I met him 2 days ago. Yeah, that's not great, mate. But, you know, you're always going to have one up on him. So there is that, Ben. You can always look at him and go, yeah, you're a blue, mate. Be safe and get a Virgil shirt. He's going nowhere, said Red Hulk. I have a Keane jersey and a Crouch jersey, said the Irish Beard. Craig, for the Manchester City and the Chelsea ad on your channel, I'll show you on Instagram. That's mad. Fucking bastards. I mean, no, I don't even mean that in the nicest way. I literally mean fucking bastards. Had a Harry Kewell shirt. Thought he was going to be prime Maradona. I'm not going to lie, Lukey boy. I thought when he came as well that we were absolutely sorted on the left-hand side. I was loving when Harry Kewell signed. I'll never forget the big reveal that he did and all as well. I have Gerrard, Coutinho and Gini Wijnaldum shirts at the Walking Gamer. I think I had a few other bits and pieces. Oh, we've spoken about this gentleman on the channel before, but Bobby Adekanye has said he wants out of Liverpool. The 20-year-old winger has recently made his debut for the Dutch under-20s, but injury has stalled his progression at Liverpool, and reports have linked him with a move to Lazio, but the player has also mentioned interest from Barcelona, who I believe is where we signed him from in 2017, I think. But yeah, Bobby Adekanye looks like he is on his way out the door. We never really got to see too much of him, to be fair. As I said, injuries and a few other bits and pieces kind of stalled his time at Liverpool. It was €80 million, said October. For Fernandez, £68 million, said Connor. There's a football shirt charity in the UK if you want to donate old shirts to, which is a great idea and something I'd absolutely recommend people to do. And fair play for shouting it out, go Nads. What else we got? Under Roy Hodgson, Liverpool recorded their lowest attendance versus Northampton, 35,000. That was hard times. Yeah, that fucking match ruined my holiday as well. I've spoken about that one before. Thanks again for your segment in yellow cards, Craig. Still madness that pulling a player's shirt is punished the exact same way as a player who celebrates. Oh, mate, Darrell, I'm with you. There is some absolute lunacy when it comes to yellow cards, mate. I tried to burn Michael Owen after he'd left. Never mind, the shirt said Raptor. Raptor's in the house. Raptor, how are we, sir? Hope you're keeping well. Hope the family are well. JM said, do you feel the same vibe back in 2014? I really thought that was our year. This feels weird. How do I describe this? When we beat Manchester City, when Coutinho scored that goal and we beat Manchester City 3-2, I was fully convinced that we'd won the league. Absolutely fully convinced. This year, the fact that we're technically a point behind if they win the game in hand, I think I'm taking a more measured approach to it. I believe, but I'm not as expectant as I was that year. That result really, for me, made me think that was it. We were doing it. So this year, I'm confident, but I think a little bit more reserved. Maybe once bitten, twice shy is probably the best way of describing it. Mark is not as good as you, Craig. You're super at what you do. Well, I mean, facts are facts, Anto. Do you know what I mean, pal? Now, look, Mark is good at what he does. I like to think we're okay at what we do as well. But you know what? Each to their own. And I wish everybody success that does this shit. Because, yeah, it's fun. And I'm sure Mark likes doing it as well. If you used an old Crouch shirt as a fuse, you wouldn't get an explosion for 3 days at the Raptor. I do love Peter Crouch. How could you not love Peter Crouch? Okay, what else we got? I have a shirt from when I was 16, would never give it away. I fit one arm in it now, said Dave Sweeney. I'll give it to my daughter in a few years. I hate the way Owen is always associating himself with LFC. He's like the person who invites themselves to your party. Totally unwanted little rat. He's a Klingon too. I just don't like the way he's a club ambassador, personally, and I know people have different views and opinions on Michael Owen, and that's for everyone to decide. There's no denying how good he was when he was here. People think sometimes he cared a bit more about England than he did about Liverpool. Then there's, of course, the unforgivable fact that he went and signed for Manchester United. Whatever you want to think about it, but the ambassador thing doesn't sit well with me, personally. But look, my opinion doesn't mean jack shit. I mean, it's just my opinion. Liverpool should try letting new signings do kick-ups like James Rodriguez did in 2014. That was epic, said Pragmaverts. Don't know what I did with my Jari Litmanen shirt. Oh, I fucking loved Jari Litmanen, Philip. I really did. Loved when we had him at Liverpool. I know it was getting towards the end of his career and that, but I did like a bit of Jari Litmanen. ASENSIO is not that good. Keep Mane in his prime. We want to keep the team strong, said Tippy. I don't think he's going anywhere, mate. I was just giving you some more news that I pulled out today. ASENSIO plus, what was it, 34 million, something like that, which seems nonsense. Hodgson didn't have the lowest attendance. We had 18,000 back in the League Cup tie back in the 70s. Saw Ian Callaghan score his only hat-trick for the club. Maybe he meant of the Premier League era or something, mate. I don't know. As I said, I was just reading out comments. United Stand had 15,000 subs after the first season, so brilliant if this channel remained. It could do just as well in terms of numbers. As I said, no expectations. I just want us to keep growing naturally, and when people come along, they like what they do. They hit the subscribe button. If they don't, they call me a prick and move on. But if you don't think I'm a prick and you do want to hit the subscribe button, then by all means, please do. Yep, 100% the Mane talk is for the summer. Don't encourage, Craig, said Michael Duffy. Dirty Girl is in the house. How are you? Great to have you back in, mate. ASENSIO is worth about 75 mil, said Red Hulk. We don't need ASENSIO. We have Lallana, said Ashwin Cohn. I don't know if that's a joke or not, but either way, I've read the comments, so I'll move on. Senegalese fans were telling Mane to stay at Liverpool. Good on them. They do right as well. I mean, he's loved here. I'm sure he loves it here. He looks like he loves it here as well. Xabi Alonso is my favourite player because Alonso is my name and I played central defensive midfield in football. There you go. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better role model than Xabi Alonso. What a player he was. John Hamilton said, for most of the season we almost won it. Gerrard played most of the season though, to the end with a bad back and he needed surgery according to the Stevie G documentary. God, I love Steven Gerrard. Sorry, I just had to get that in there. Whatever happened to Clavan? She's not allowed to mention him. Not allowed to mention Ragnar Klavan. And Connor will start crying if you mention Clavan. He went to Cagliari. I don't know if he's injured or not because every time I look at Cagliari team sheet, he's not on it. So I don't know what's going on. Isco and ASENSIO for Alberto Moreno, said got cool. Cam Vlogs is in. How are you, mate? Welcome in. Great to see you back. Mane is the face of Western Union, said Pragmaverts. There you go. Should we let Brendan have Ajari at Leicester? Don't think he'll make it with us. I think this summer we will see a couple of decisions be made on certain players. I agree. I don't think Ajari is going to make it either. Harry Wilson, as I said, I believe he'll go out on loan to a Premier League club this summer. Ryan Kent, we spoke about, looks like he has a price on his head that Liverpool are willing to do business at. Ben Woodburn, I would imagine probably a loan as well. And maybe the likes of, we have to think about the likes of Connor Masterson, Nat Phillips. What do we do with those guys? Are they going to get a chance to break through at Liverpool? Maybe even Queevy and Kelleher as well. If Simon Mignolet moves on in the summer, then what happens with Queevy and Kelleher? Lots of interesting scenarios actually with younger players to talk about over the course of the summer. GTM boss, how are you, mate? Welcome in. I think Salah and Mane have a bit of competition between them because they both want to be the star, but Firmino's the perfect unselfish middleman, said JM. Buy Koulibaly and Werner, said Jim Bob Burke. We're not buying Koulibaly, mate. It's it just doesn't make any sense financially. You could buy De Ligt for probably the same money and get an extra 7 or 8 years out of him. Koulibaly, I think you'll probably see United go back in for him again this summer. What else have we got? But Timo Werner, I am all over, mate. That would be a perfect signing for us. But it's gone quiet on that one. There hasn't been many links around Timo Werner at all, which means maybe one or two things. Either there's something done behind the scenes for somebody, and I'm not even saying Liverpool, or, I don't know, maybe Leipzig are just trying to keep things down. Maybe Leipzig believe they can get him to tie down to a new deal. I'm not sure. I'm a bit miffed why Alonso doesn't play in our Legends games for Liverpool. The last time he played for Bayern, which upset me, unless I missed when did he play for us. I don't know. I think he played a Legends game. I'm sure he played a Legends game. Did he not play the Istanbul reunion game? Not the one against Milan Glory, but I'm sure he played something. I'm sure somebody will know for certain. I don't think Ben Woodburn will make it at the Red, said Liam. What else is there? He played for us in the first half and Bayern in the second half, or the other way around, said Joshua Hoy. Red Hulk said, I'm telling you this summer, Craig, to get by me when the football's off. I'm relying on you, I think you meant to say. Sorry, I'm relying on you this summer. Well, we'll be here for the entire summer, mate. We're not going anywhere. Hopefully Crack On will be launching this summer as well, so you'll get double the amount of content. And for anyone that doesn't know about our second channel that will be launching this summer, it's called Crack On. It's CRAICON. Connor, I'm sure if he's watching, we'll put it in the chat. I like just saying these things and seeing if Connor is actually watching. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to our second channel. We'll be launching in the summer. We'll be doing non-Liverpool related stuff. We'll be doing conspiracy theories. And we'll be doing some video podcasts, some little bits of what we find funny, or what we think we're fucking funny sometimes. So we'll try that as well. But yeah, much broader range of stuff than you see on here. This is just going to be obviously a Liverpool-centric channel, so you'll get watch-alongs of other Champions League games, maybe one big Premier League game a week, video podcast, interviews with people that we find interesting, conspiracy theory podcasts, and a few other bits and pieces. Yeah, so looking forward to getting stuck into that as well. What else have we got? There we go, crack on. Look, he's put it in there like a champion. I knew he would. What would be our best five-a-side team from our current squad? Ooh, good question, Lukey. What would everyone's five-a-side team be? As Lukey's just asked there, from our current squad. Obviously, Alisson. I have to think about this, because you immediately say Van Dijk, but I know the pace of Andy Robertson gone up the left. Let's go with Van Dijk. Alisson, Van Dijk. Who else would we have in this team now? Firmino, definitely. Salah. Well, that gives me one more spot, doesn't it? We don't need Fabinho because we need to be a little bit more on the front foot. So let's go Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. There you go. That's my team. Isco or Dybala and De Ligt or Werner would be outstanding, said Cam Vlogs. Call it crack on Liverpool's second channel for more people. That's far too long. Crack on's just so much easier because it's half of my name and half of Connor's name. What's going to happen with Karius? There were rumours about him wanting to come back. Apparently, he's not getting paid over at Besiktas. They have some financial issues by the looks of things. He also has to hit a certain amount of games for the trigger to be triggered in order for him to that is it 12 million quid for that deal to go through. And then of course you have to take into account that Fulham look like they might be going down, which means maybe Sergio Rico will go back to Besiktas, which would fuck up the Karius thing. But then I've also read that there's clubs in Germany that are monitoring the Karius situation and will be happy to bring him back to Germany. So either way, I don't think we're going to see him back at Liverpool. Well, just need close footwork, said Connor. We do. That's what I was thinking. So Connor's gone for Alisson, Van Dijk, Trent, Wijnaldum, Keita and Firmino. It's a good team. Wijnaldum would smash it with ball retention. He would. He'd be class. You're right. I probably should have picked him over Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, but damn it, I'm not changing my mind. Kate said, hey Craig, I love watching you and wait for you to come live every night. Thank you, Kate. I really appreciate that, mate. And I'm glad you're enjoying the channel and thank you for coming in and commenting. What else we got? Alisson would be a great five-a-side goalkeeper. He would, wouldn't he? He'd be fucking class. Although I think the best of all time would have been Pepe Reina. I think he would just be an outstanding five-a-side keeper. Alisson, Robbo, Fabinho, Bobby and Sadio for gonads. Premier League fans gone Alisson, Van Dijk, Firmino, Mane, Salah. Got an attack in there, I see. Liam Kelt, Alisson, VVD, Mane, Salah, Fabinho. Alisson, Trent, Fabinho, Mane and Salah for Michael Duffy. So a lot of people gone for roughly the same. Alisson, VVD, Millie, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Klopp. Nice one, Billy. We keep forgetting about the gaffer. The gaffer's got skills. We've seen that replay of the goal he scored about 1 million times. Killer for Hire said, my dream summer would be De Ligt, Fekir and Werner, but I'll settle for any of the three. I'll tell you what, mate, my dream summer wouldn't be too far off that either. I think you've hit the nail pretty much on the head with that one. Mainz are interested in Karius last I heard, said gonads. Again, yeah, that would, I mean, him going back to Germany would make sense. For the trigger to be triggered. What the fuck? I mean, there you go. You only get that type of insight on here, mate. You don't get that from the professional channels. You only get talk of triggers being triggered right here on the Anfield Agenda. I mean, that's why you come on here, isn't it? For this kind of in-depth nous and technical know-how and knowledge and any other silly words I can throw around or make up as we go along. Shaqiri in a five-a-side, said Neil Anthony. You still look like Lester Cowley, Craig. I don't know who that is, but I'm assuming he's a handsome bastard, so we'll move on from that. Fly goalie, Robbo, Salah, Mane, Bobby. A fly goalie, God. Everybody else know what a fly keeper is, yeah? Is it just Irish and English people maybe that know what this is? Or last man back? Everybody remember what last man back is? Mignolet, Moreno, Bishan, Poulsen and Meyer. Jesus, at least Meyer's a sound fella. I mean, yeah. Although look, I'd say Moreno's a good laugh to go out with. Jimbo Burke said De Ligt going to Barca. It is rumoured, but will they have the money to bring in him and to bring in Frankie de Jong and to do the other business that they're looking to do in the summer, Jim Bob? Let's wait and see what happens, but I have heard exactly what you've said, mate. This summer LFC will get 2-3 more total ballers. What a squad Klopp has built, said Michael Duffy. Benjamin is in. How are we, mate? PC Benjamin, nice to see you as well. Yeah, I've often wondered that as well. Somebody said, PC Benjamin, are you really a police officer? I've often wondered that as well. Sorry for asking, mate, but we have asked, so feel free to answer if you want. If you don't, tell us to fuck off. Fly goalie, those were the days, said Michael Duffy. 5-a-side team, Alisson, Gomez, Lallana, Mane and Firmino, said YouTube. In Scotland we used to call it Rushy. Yes, I've heard that one as well. That is, yeah, I've definitely heard Rushy as a term used. If there was a chance, who would you sign back, Coutinho or Suárez? I would say Coutinho mainly because of his age, but if you could make them the same age, I would take Suárez every day of the week and twice on a Sunday camp. I just think, Suárez, maybe has 2 or 3 years left at the top level. I was definitely more sad when we sold Suárez than Coutinho. Last man back is how Liverpool were playing before Alisson, said Liam Kelt. Jerry and the Pacemakers or Cilla Black? Probably Cilla Black, because I grew up watching Blind Date, as well as of course the fact that she's great. Wasn't her real name Cilla White, or is that again just an urban myth? Harry Kane wants to play in the NFL, but he might get a chance to do so in his new stadium, because that ground retracts in like 25 minutes or something to have an NFL pitch underneath it. But they did get rid of the cheese room, so do you know what I mean? There is that. I wonder if Moreno will be demanding the same wage as Messi. Of course he will. And Messi won't have any arguments about that whatsoever. When he sees that monkey tattoo or fucking chimp tattoo or whatever that ridiculous tattoo is that Alberto has, then there'll be no issue with wages. I'm not a police officer, I just thought it would be funny. Oh, you've ruined it now, mate. You've ruined my dreams. But maybe we'll just call you politically correct, Benjamin, from here on out then. Priscilla White, there you go. I thought I'd read it somewhere before, but my mind goes weird places at times, so I never trust my own thoughts. Cilla White changed it to Cilla Black, said Joanne Fisher. Blind Date. I grew up watching Blind Date. My ma had it on every Saturday. Blind Date, I'll never forget it. What's a cheese room? Spurs, when they were the original plans for their new stadium, it had a cheese room, and I shit you not, I'm not making this up, you can Google it. Originally Spurs had planned a cheese room in I think it was the hospitality section or something of their new stadium, and it got scrapped for whatever reason. Well, it definitely wasn't to make room for a fucking trophy room anyway, because there's no need for that. You might as well fill it full of Dairy Lee triangles and Dairy Lee dunkers. Although there are other cheese brands available. That's just the first one that came into my head. Cilla was a massive red and a singer in the 60s, had Gonads, and what a voice as well, by the way, what a voice. Moreno's going to make a fantastic mascot for Barcelona, terrific signing, said Alpha G. Cheese room mushrooms. Alora, said Liam Kelt. Here's our Graham with a quick reminder. I hope some people get that. I'm gonna get done for fucking copyright or something now after doing that. Watch. Broom mop room. I don't know what that is, mate. You've lost me on that one. Let me just see if I've missed something here. Done that. I think I've gone through all my notes. Look at me. Go me. Stan Staunton or Robbo. Definitely Robbo. But look, Steve Staunton had a wicked left foot on him. He could play anywhere along the left hand side actually. He took a really good set piece and a very good corner as well, Mark. But I do love me a bit of Andy Robertson. What's that sour cheese that looks like vomit? They should fill the stadium full of that. I don't know, mate. My cheese only really goes as far as easy singles, to be honest. I'm not really a cheese person. Robbo, for Andrew Robertson's biggest fan, over Stan Staunton. Risa or Robbo? I never rated John Arne Risa. Never, ever. I thought that he was too frustrating. I was pain in my arse with him taking shots from 50 yards all the time. Yeah, I was never a massive John Arne Riise fan, either as a player or as a person. Not that I know him, but yeah, I never took to him for whatever reason, so I would definitely say Robbo for me. Article 13 for trying to be silly. Yeah, there you go. I mean, channel out the window, gone. Wake up tomorrow morning, big copyright strike. Yeah, that'd be about my luck, alright. Anyone who had a heart and Step Inside of Love, two massive hits for her, said Gonads, and Joanne said the same. Anyone who had a heart, Silla's most popular song. Craig, will you do video calls with the supporters? I'm not sure about video calls, Benjamin, but because, well, how do I put this? We can definitely take in calls, and we're thinking about doing it in the post-match shows. It's definitely doable. There's no problem doing that. But you're running the risk every time you bring somebody on. So it's one thing if you get somebody on a voice call and they go, you're a fat bald nonce. That's okay. But if there's a video call and they show something or do something that is insensitive or that could, disturb younger viewers or anything, then I've got to take that on board as well, because we can't just assume that everyone that calls up is going to be a nice person that thinks we're all great and wants to talk about Liverpool, because I've seen it on other channels and there are always going to be people that ring up to tell you you're shit or that they hate you. So definitely do phone-ins though. It's just a matter of making sure we've enough people to do them, and by that I mean people calling in, because we tried it when the channel was a bit younger and it didn't really work out too well, because I don't know, maybe we didn't push it enough or maybe we just weren't popular enough at the time. But yeah, we can definitely do it. Riise was there, Roberto Carlos, one fucking free kick, said Brian Morrissey. Riise scored some screamers but wasn't that great, said Cask Strength. This is a bit off topic, said Connor, but do you keep an eye on the SSE electricity or wherever you're from? I think it's Cork. No, I'm from Wexford, mate. But yes, I do keep an eye on it, and I'm actually a little bit annoyed that it's not on TV as much as it used to be. You used to get a match on Network 2 or RT2 every Friday. And they show a little bit now, I think, on Air Sport. But yeah, I definitely do keep an eye on it. Don't really go to many matches because I'm kind of in between. Like, Wexford Youths will technically be my local team, but that's maybe an hour's drive, and then an hour the other way I'd have Bray Wanderers. But I keep an eye on it, put it that way, but I wouldn't call myself an avid fan. Do you remember Riise broke Alan Smith's leg with a shot? I remember Smith broke his leg. I don't remember how it happened though. Every time I see Moreno, I just think it was a mistake waiting to happen, said Sean Joseph. What do you think about wearing former players' shirts? I don't know what you mean, Rob. In what sense, mate? I don't know what you mean. I mean, if it's you wearing someone's shirt, go for it, mate. It's completely up to you what you wear. Yeah, I don't have any problem with wearing former players' shirts, unless I've misinterpreted the question, of course. Smoked Applewood. There you go. Phone in is a big one, Craig, to take the next step on your venture. It's so easy to do. I mean, we've got I sound like the $6 million man here, but we have the technology. It can be done, no problem. If you guys want phone-ins, we can sort it out. We can definitely sort it out, but we just have to make sure that we get people to ring through. There's a few things we want to play around with. We like the idea towards the end of the season, if we're doing well, of people sending in little video messages, and we can put them together and show them at the end of a stream or something, or show them at the end of a post-match show or something like that. Let's keep Mane. Imagine Prime Mane. I think we will be keeping him, Tala, mate. I think we definitely will. Rob Jones was an outstanding footballer. Such a difficult... You say Rob Jones or Trent. I mean, Rob Jones' injury obviously ruined his career, but what a player he was. He was a great fullback, Rob Jones. It's a tough one to call because Trent's only starting out his career, so I'm going to pass. I'm going to sit in the fence on that one, mate. Right, guys, last shout. I'm going to do a couple more minutes and then head off. But if you haven't subscribed and you've enjoyed the show, then please do hit that subscribe button. And, of course, drop a like on the stream. We've flown past 10,000 subs. Let's see how far we can go before the season ends. So, if you are enjoying it, please do hit that button. Best comeback for Liverpool? Champions League, obviously. Istanbul. Other than that, maybe the Borussia Dortmund one was pretty special as well. Coutinho or Sterling? Sterling for me, Rob. I think Sterling's a better player, and Sterling all day long for me in that one. Air Sport and RTE have 4 games in April. Come on the Bowls, said David. Has anybody noticed how strange Barca have been over the last few windows? Buying Phil for way too much, buying Vidal when he's 33, and then Boateng, Malcolm, Moreno. It's been a bit hit and miss, Jack. You're right, mate. It's defo been strange. Michael Duffy, you're a dub, mate. Welcome. I'm originally from Dublin, but now living in Wexford. Oh, by the way, just an update on that Steve-O gobshite from yesterday. Never heard that from him. Never seen any messages. Never had any emails. No idea who the fuck he was. Just like I thought. Because I don't associate with people called Steve-O. I just don't. Anyone who calls himself Steve-O is automatically a dickhead to me, because your name's Steve, Stephen. Calling yourself Steve-O just makes you sound like you want all your mates to call you Steve-O, but you've got no mates, so nobody's going to call you Steve-O. Just my opinion on the name Steve-O. I think it's for gobshites. Any Steve-Os out there though, please don't take that personally, except for one who I hope takes it very personally. What else have we got? Can somebody ask if Barca want Dejan as well, said Red Hulk. Competitive eating, what are your thoughts? Well, look at this, come on. If ever there was a candidate for competitive eating, look, there's 2 answers. One, it's funny as fuck and I think it's great, and the second one is you've got to think of your health and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but I'd probably be part 1, to be fair. One of the best games I've seen, 5-4 Liverpool versus Norwich, said Cam Vlogs. Good night, Tony, mate. Always a pleasure to have you in. Chat to you soon. Craigo, yeah, I mean, imagine me coming on going, right, my name's Craigo, everybody call me Craigo, because I want to sound cool, so I'm going to call myself Craigo. Yeah, it's being called Stevie okay? Yeah, absolutely, Stevie's normal. Steve-O on Jackass, yeah, but come on, I mean, he deserves to be called Steve-O, the dude from Jackass, because he was fucking nuts. What else have we got? 5-4 against Alaves. That was a nuts game. Do you remember that? Was it the silver or golden goal for that game? I think it was a golden goal, was it? Because everybody looked around to go, what the fuck goes on here? It was a golden goal, wasn't it? Wasn't a silver goal you had to finish the half, and a golden goal meant as soon as it was scored it was over. But yeah, that was nuts, that game. We should have won that a lot easier. Man versus Food is a legend. He really is. Adam, that's the guy's name, isn't it, for Man versus Food? That lad he can put away some grub, I tell you. Ian Wright has us winning the league, 95 points. City 94. I mean, I think it will be that close, Billy, and I hope Ian Wright is right in this occasion. Yeah, 95 and 94. I'd love that to happen. Steve-O on Jackass is a wild boy. He's a top lad. That's a fella that can deserve to call himself Steve-O, because he's a fucking loony, in a good way. Golden goal, said Jim Bob Burke. Golden shower, said Liam Kelt. I mean, I'll pass on that one. Golden goal, I was in the Westfalen, scored down the other end, said Gonads. Wasn't Eric Meyer floating around the stadium that day as well? Wasn't he in the crowd as well? Well, obviously him being a Dortmund fella originally, I believe. Liverpool 4, United 1. Love that one, said Cape Town Muslim. Ian Wright's right. God, you're killing me there with that one, Brian. If we win the double and get a load of cash, who would you buy to become a dominant force? De Ligt, Werner. The same people I think we need to buy now, David, if I'm being honest, mate. If we had a wedge load of cash and money wasn't an issue, Kylian Mbappe tomorrow, I think, would take us to the next level. And imagine Mbappe, Mane, Firmino, Salah, and Werner as 5 to play in a 3 or maybe even a 4. I mean, that would just be delicious, wouldn't it? Righty just wants the keys to get into Kenny's daughter. No, Michael, play nice. He's married. I'm just thinking of a new champ, said Premier League fan. Royce was a mascot in that final. I did not know that, Ella. Wow, another piece of information learned tonight. Thank you. And I swear to God, Ella, if I'm going through the airport on the 8th of April, when I'm possibly heading over to London for that filming, I'm going to be checking out the whiskey counter. And same when we go over O'Connor in May, I'm going to be checking out the whiskey counters. Not to drink it, just to see if it is yourself that's working. I don't mean that in a cheesy way, by the way. I meant that to come across in a nice, friendly way. Right, what else have we got? If you could go back 10 years, who would you buy? God, that's a tough question. Right, go back 10 years. Who would I buy that wasn't coming out? Suárez. Although, what? Yeah, Suárez would probably be on his career path at that point. I'd buy him. You wouldn't get Messi 10 years ago. I wouldn't get Ronaldo 10 years ago because he was still known. Oh, God, I need time to have a think about that one. But I'll go with Suárez off the top of my head. Pity Torres left the way he did. He was special, said Cape Town Muslim. He was special. I mean, that first game against Chelsea, when he skinned the Chelsea defence and just buried it, it was just beautiful. I'm in Terminal 2, but I'll be in Liverpool in May. Today's International Whiskey Day. Well, there you go. I won't be in Terminal 2 unless I'm flying with Aer Lingus. But if you're in Liverpool, hopefully we get to say hi. Luke, how are you, mate? Welcome in. And I am keeping well, mate. Thank you for asking. I hope you're the same. Suárez, Ronaldo, Messi. Is Craig pronouncing CPT Cape Town? Yes, because that's his name. I used to call him Captain, and he corrected me and said my name is Cape Town Muslim. So I'm not pronouncing it that way. That's the way he wants it to be said. So that's the way it shall be said. I did say Captain at first, though. Like you probably think, Dave, that was what went through my head originally, but it is Cape Town. De Bruyne said Red Hulk, which is a good show. I'd love to have seen Suárez and Torres playing together, and that was the plan, Liam. That was the plan. They were supposed to play together. I have a hernia right next to me bollocks, said Brian. I mean, I don't know where to go with that one, mate. I'm not going to lie. Klopp's Underpants said, oh damn it, I'm too late. I'm literally just about to head off, mate. Unfortunately, I did start a little bit early tonight, which is my bad. Just a reminder, though, I won't be here tomorrow night. So it'll be Friday, then Saturday, and then, of course, the watch along on Sunday. So just a reminder in case anybody wonders what's going on tomorrow. Do you think Trent will ever move to central mid? I don't think so, Luke. Personally, I think he will stay at right back because I think he's got a higher ceiling at right back than he does in central midfield, but that's just my own opinion. Hey Craig, shout me out. Jack Whitaker, how are you, mate? Welcome into the stream. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you've subscribed if you haven't done so already, buddy. Right, I'm going to call that one a night. I think 3 months waiting list. Just make sure you take care of yourself, Brian. I mean, hernia or not, you're not getting out coming up here for the watch along of the Porto game, mate. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you're not getting your excuse in early. You're going to be here for that watch along. But no, seriously, take it easy, buddy. Right, ladies and gents, as I said, I'm going to call that one a night. Thank you again for everyone that joined in tonight. Really fun stream. Really enjoyed chatting to you all again. Thank you for cheering me up because, not going to lie, didn't have a great day today. But yeah, you guys as always cheer me up. So thank you for getting me through what's been a difficult period for me. I never talk about these things really on stream, but I've been going through it a bit lately, and yeah, you guys always make me feel better. Thank you for that one. I left that one till the end so I didn't have to elaborate on it. See, thinking about that one. But look, ladies and gents, thank you. I will chat to you all on Friday. Look after your families, tell your loved ones that you love them, and up the motherfucking Reds.